Willkommen zu Hause. Alright. Probably gonna deal with two-story job at this point. Yeah. We just dealt with the chest plate situation, so I might as well actually head back to Brackenbury. Just to clean them up, because I was somewhat hesitant to going through entire new zones too much, and I wasn't really sure where to find this character or what he wanted and so on. But oopsie.
Sure.
But now I've been to Brackenbury and I've been to that guy's house basically, so it's like I've gotten close enough that I might as well just check. This person's trying to talk to me. Gordie. A young boy watches the passerby and counts a grim handful of coins. His face and arms are smudged with dirt, but except for the grass stains, his clothes are in good condition. As you approach, he blinks and makes a quick, furtive effort to pocket his coins. He shouldn't be surprised. He shouldn't be surprised by me. He called me over. Oh well.
Hey, mister. Want to know a secret?
He wipes his nose with a sleeve.
I know a real good secret.
Careful. I've traveled the continent and the hardest bargains still come from my 7-year-old. Really? What is it? He shrugs and clasps his hands behind his back, kicking a loose pebble.
I just saw folks hiding some really neat things.
I could show you where, but Mom and Dad told me not to talk to strangers. You literally already talked to strangers. His eyes slowly roll up to you.
But maybe you could help me with something. Then we wouldn't be strangers.
Help you with what? Gordie's voice suddenly rises in pitch and tempo.
The Crucible Knights have these daggers made of March steel. It's the best steel around except for Durgan steel, which doesn't count because no one makes it anymore.
He stops long enough to catch his breath. Anyway, there's this merchant over by the expedition hall, and he has a dagger made of real March steel. His eyes grow large and round. He said he wouldn't sell it to me because I'm a kid, and kids don't know anything about daggers. But that's not true. I know lots about daggers. I know about the different kinds of steel. I know how the Crucible Knights make them in the forge. I know that the tip can pierce low-gauge scale armor. That one that's good and sharp can cut right through bone. See, I know plenty about daggers, and I really, really want this one. And if you could just get it for me, I promise I'll never ask for anyone for anything ever again. That's a really early promise to make really early in life, and it's definitely not true. But that's also not a thing I would have a vested interest in anyway. In Mossack, we begin training our daughters with hunting knife as soon as they can talk. Many can field dress a hare before their 10th birthday. She frowns. I wouldn't trust this kid with a butter knife. Whoa. Physically threaten him with my might. Well, I can lie that I'll get the dagger. You can't have a dagger, you'll poke your eye out. You're too young to play with knives. I'm sure your parents told you that, or you wouldn't be asking me.
But if I'm going to be a real warrior, I have to start training young, just like the heroes in the stories. I just know I was a great warrior in a previous life. My mom even says that I have an old soul.
I don't have time for this. Of course, it shows up as a quest anyway. Something secret. So I'm guessing the March Steel dagger's not what I already found, because I think I just have generic daggers. I'm just noticing that I've already been through that area. Anyway, back to what I was doing. I don't know. That one might that quest might just sit there in my log forever and undone. We'll see. At first glance, I'm like, it's just some kid that has clearly been told he's not supposed to have a dagger, being like, "Hey, random stranger, can you subvert my parenting? The parenting that has been happening to me? Please arm random children, because they want it." That's
oh dear.
not.
You have said you fought in the Saints' War, but for which side?
The one that blew up my god.
I didn't mean anything by it. I imagine a man with a head made of fire and light could be very convincing.
Funny thing about Dear Woodens. With all that fire and light, they just treated him like another authority figure.
Raymond's Manor. So it should be the right place. I wonder if there's like a hide quest feature so you can get a good idea of how well you're doing throughout the quest log that you're not dismissing without having it be clouded up with an entire campaign's worth of, no, not that one. I'm not arming the children. Okay, so I either need to tell Lord Raymond or somebody named AD, which I'm just hoping is somewhere in this building also, because otherwise I don't know how I'm going to find them. Speak softly around Lord's daughter, Lynette. She's sensitive. The master and his guards don't take kindly to uninvited guests. That was the guard. Lord Raymond may seem like a harsh man, but he's also fair and generous. I don't know, it seems like they're taking pretty kindly to me as the invited guest. I'm just kind of walking in and they're just letting me do it. Lord Raymond doesn't like when its servants talk to his guests. I've never been outside of Defiance Bay. The labels, all perfectly angled outward, boast an array of fine vintages. However, they're all coated in dust. Lynette Raymond. Father never reads to me. He's always busy with his own books. Oh, there's Lord Raymond. The ledger lists quantities of wheat, copper, and weirwool. A deep crease along the spine suggests that the book never closes. The skins are so bright and red. It looks as if someone has taken the time to polish each fruit individually. Sprigs of dried lavender and rosemary infuse the kitchen with a fresh aroma. Everything counts as stealing around here. No free lore books to be had. Let's not go straight upstairs. Let's talk to Raymond first or something. I don't see anyone named AD.
Welcome.
Lord Raymond holds a shipping manifest in his well-manicured hands. Despite his expensive clothes, he has the sallow complexion and restless air of a man who devotes all of his days and most of his nights to work. If you have business to discuss, make an appointment with my attendant. I don't have time for unexpected visitors. Tell me about yourself. I am the lord of this house and not prone to idle chatter. If you have no business here, I suggest you be off. Yeah, all I can do... He's just terse, which isn't really something to be judged on necessarily. So at the moment, I don't have much to go on, whether he's like a douchebag that I should be working against. The old servant woman regards you with bleary eyes. Begging your pardon, but I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to return downstairs. Visitors aren't permitted in the upper floor. So you can just attack him, or attack her, or backhand her, or go back downstairs. Okay. I mean, at this point, whoever the thieves are working for or with probably aren't going to want to work with me anyway because I killed all of their thieves. Because they attacked me on sight. So they don't exactly have a very good starting point. Someone with the initials AD. Do I know a single character whose name even starts with A? For example. Like in the Rogue Knight quest. Was there somebody in the Crucible area that had a name starting with A? The Heart of the White March. Maybe I should just move on with my life for now. I have incomplete information, and if I tell Lord Raymond, that might close a door. So maybe for now I'll just go back to exploring. There's not like anything around here that... Ooh, House Doemenel. Alright, let's meet up with the Doemenels. That might be it. I'm going out of order with my exploration path, but this might be related because last name D. So they might be a member of the Doemenels. And maybe I'll get context for the letter. And find out if they're just actually up to no good or what. Ark of the Garth. Okay. Bye. Doemenel Dorman.
Hail and well night.
The burly guard eyes you warily. I don't recognize you. What business do you have with House Doemenel? House Doemenel? I found a letter that might be of interest to someone here. I see. Right this way. Okay, so I am on the right path, it sounds like. Is somebody named AD?
Luxurious furnishings, hostile stairs. Reminds me of the Lore College.
Ah. Abracan Doemenel. It's probably the right person. Hopefully. A wine rack contains a wide selection of vintages. All over Aora. All of them very, very expensive. A young man leans against an expensive-looking galled glass cabinet. He holds a jewel-studded goblet on one hand and an ornate pistol in the other. He grins with wine-stained lips.
Our doormen seem to think it important that you meet with me. Speak.
What is this place? You are standing in the Doemenel ancestral manor. You're either very lost or wasting my time. I found a note that may interest you. As Abracan reads the letter, his curious smile fades and the page crumples in his grip. His twisted lips are as cold and dark as the amethyst lining his cup. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna like this guy.
You'd better explain yourself. And quickly.
I was attacked in a house in Copper Lane. I found this letter after I finished my assailants. Wine splatters the mirror-smooth tiles as Abracan hurls the goblet. He smashes the carved handle of his pistol into the antique cabinet next to him. The men standing nearest look from Abracan back to you, their hands steady, ready over their weapons. Criminal indeed. No one should waste a good red like that. Eder whispers to you. Maybe you should pay him a compliment to help patch things up.
You've killed my men and cost me. But I'll give you one chance to make up the loss.
You may have to overcome certain compunctions, but you'll finish the job I gave my men. Oh, so you seem to think you can compel me to do things. Yeah. No, I'm no thief. Then I have no use for you. Kill him. Okay. Well, there goes the question of whether or not I should talk to the other guy. At this point, I'm just gonna totally, completely thwart the entire plot against him without him ever knowing it exists at this rate. Which is not great, because that might reduce my chance of a reward from him if he didn't assign me to do it. Well, you get that guy. You go back and get that guy because he's going to be attacking us from behind. That's a problem. But we're going to be like very omnidirectionally attacked right about now. If you can back up, that'd be good. Did you just level up? Everybody just leveled up, didn't they? Neat. Not the time. Or is it? Can I do that right now in the middle of the fight? Because the fight hasn't started yet? Okay, I should level them up because their stats will be higher and that'll increase my chances of winning the fight. Hooray! He doesn't get enough points to level up his athletics anymore. Aw. The points per level are too low. Oh well. Still gonna pump up that athletics score, so we'll just wait. No new class unlocks, just a talent. Bonus to knockdown. Just get +1 use of knockdown or wary defenders, +5 defenses. Accept deflection. Modal. That's the one that already gives me more enemies. This just passively increases its deflection. I mean, its defenses of everything except deflection, which would mean will and reflex and so on, I believe. These are all the strange things from other people's classes. Summon skeletons 15 seconds into the fight. That's not the worst, having an AoE bonus accuracy for the local party. It would just be me and him though. This is bonus damage against people that are vulnerable, which since he has knockdown, that would mean he would use it then, most likely. +5 deflection to counteract the negative of the other spell. There's a lot of bonuses here. I think I'm most tempted to just give him yet another knockdown though. That could be nice. A lot of these are element-specific DRs. Quick weapon switch. Honestly, just giving him another knockdown would be kind of nice. Because he can keep proning people. Oh, that's a good defense bonus for a skill that he often has enabled. I'll do the knockdown for now. Ta-da! Now, potentially more complicated, upgrade my Chanter. Lore. That's all of his points. He's at 10 lore now. Oh god. Considering his high lore score, I probably should be giving him all the scrolls, actually, since he does the least spell casting. He also might be able to chant while casting spells, which would be kind of nuts, actually. Level 2 invocations. Requires 4 phrases chanted. These are all new, aren't they? I don't think I've... Yeah, because he's my highest level chanter. Slightly. At the sound of his voice, the killers froze stiff. Ooh. What? Oh, right, because it's an invocation, not a chant. So paralyze is interesting. Paralyzed for a while. They just can't take any action for 10 seconds. Of course, it has to hit and work, but it's still potentially really strong. Garnisk slew the beast, but soon faced its kin. Conjures 3 worms into existence to fight for the party. Concern there is often just that I have no idea how strong said summon is.
My son, do you see your sisters across the moor? What? Amasses stray soul fragments to form 2 willow wisps that fight for the party. Yeah. Good luck going into this knowing, like, oh, do I want 3 worms or 2 willow wisps? I have no idea. Rennie Darrett's ghost spake. I'll catch you, Benfide. Ben Fidel. Cause enemies in the area to be terrified. A big terrify zone for 20 seconds. Resolve and dexterity reduced by 4, accuracy reduced by 20. Overrides frightened. Being terrified is strong. That's a 1 in 5 reduced chance of hitting. For 20 seconds? Yep. Shatter their shackles, cast off their chains. Decreases the duration of and defends against hobbled, stuck, paralyzed, petrified effects for all allies in the area of effect. 7 meters. Each one has a different range, right? Or do they have the exact same range? That's a summon, so it doesn't count. No, they're all a 7.7 meter 90-degree cone. Yeah. The lover cried out to the beloved, I am yours. Stir something deep inside enemies in the area of effect, charming them. Ooh, there's a reduced area. That one's half as big, so they aren't always all the same. It's probably half length. But a charm. A turncoat for 20 seconds. All the more powerful than paralyzing. Accuracy versus will. Still, the number of people you're paralyzing in the other option is really nice. Rejoice, my comrade, 2 fingers of daylight. The Chanter creates 2 bouncing beams of pure light that restore endurance and grant immunity to frightened and terrified if struck by them. A healing spell? Plus 32 endurance, immunity to frightened and terrified for 30 seconds. And plus 30 endurance to himself. So it affects themselves, even if it doesn't hit them, it looks like. A 46.2 bouncing AoE. Can it hit the same guy over and over again? To heal them multiple times? Because that would be neat. But without knowing for sure, it's hard to say. I'm really tempted by the first one I got. Especially since he's the one that's in melee range a lot. So like being able to just straight up paralyze a group of people for that long, that just straight up pauses the fight for a bit. Whereas this is the charm's kind of a stronger risk reward. Harder to hit them with it because it's a massively reduced cone size. Like if you think about it, a cone being reduced in size by its length by half is reducing its overall volume by like 4 times practically. I don't know the exact math, but it's definitely significantly smaller in volume because every additional bit of length increases its volume exponentially. I think I'll go with Paralyze. Some of the weirder supporty more, I think in my case I want the more warfare type ones on my guy in melee range, and the more supporty ones on my guy in the background makes some sense to me at least. What's wrong? Oh, hit next here. I was trying to move it in there and got all mixed up. This is bonus to my passive heal, so I haven't upgraded this yet. I upgraded something else, I guess, last time. Right, it's because this goes up 0 every level, where this one goes up already every level. So this is basically just skipping ahead by 1 level's worth, which is not the most appealing thing ever. Or 3 levels worth, admittedly, but like, yeah.
But it is nice with like characters like Adair have like bonus healing received, which should affect stuff like that too. Free per rest, envenomed strike. This is new, isn't it? 70 raw damage over 13 seconds. Dangerous implement. What are implements? Oh, definitely not my kind of weapon at all. Could potentially commit to two-weapon style. Oh, two-handed style, I mean. So passive 15% bonus damage. Not the worst. This is bonuses against specific enemy types. Bloody slaughter. Yeah. That's 20% higher chance to crit against enemies that have low endurance, and then also bonus damage. So you just start finishing people. That might be worth it. Be the executor, target weaker enemies to finish them off so that the number of enemies diminishes faster. Or just go for a raw 15% damage bonus. They're both pretty good. At this point, I think it's safe to say I've kind of committed to the two-handed style. I have the improved interruption, and then I have... Then I could go for bonus damage to add to that. The definition of low endurance is a little uncertain. Let's do the reliable one first. That's like, we can do that one afterwards, but this one is a nice, very reliable damage bonus that always applies, as opposed to a 20% chance to increase your crit chance, which is still a gamble, against low targets, but only low targets, and so on. Alright. Well, we're not going to be using a shield as this character now. And I was hoping that Adair could successfully retreat at the beginning of the fight so that he can engage with more targets at that range, because I want him to intercept both of these guys, hopefully. Although that one might be using a bow. Oh, a gun. I'm just hoping that a couple of these people will get stuck on Adair if he runs away. There we go. No disengage was used. Okay, now Adair can turn around and fight, because he'll be more likely to be able to control the situation. I want all of you to deal with this guy, because we're being attacked from behind. This is a not great situation. There's enemies coming from a lot of different directions, and he just knocked my. Okay. There are decidedly even more than I thought there were. I might have to level my characters up again. But hey, I'll remember what I did. So the real time consuming part is picking, not actually the clicking. Alright, I'm gonna have to... Let's have you do your self-cast. Doesn't last very long though, is it? Probably still go for it. It is a self-cast, right? Yeah, of the caster. Do I have to click on the caster to do it? Oh, I still need to just knock this guy away for a moment, if I can. I don't see this going well. Oh, cool. Adair's prone. That's the opposite of what I would hope would happen. Okay. Do what we can.
This may not go well. Hey, Ed there. Could you get in there? Yeah, just get your ass right up in there and start smacking dudes with your multiple engagements, I hope. Actually, yeah, you focus that guy because you need to get him off of the other guy. I need to get you off the healer. Frankly, Kana can take more of a hit than my casters, so Kana getting stuck fighting a guy solo for a bit will have to do. You haven't gotten up yet, right? To even try to do that? Did Durance cast his thing? Probably not, right? I guess the way to know would be to see... Yeah, they don't have it on them. I think we just have to wait for him to get back up in 2 seconds. Okay. Adair's in combat. You're doing a fight. Hopefully engaging with that guy. You're doing fine. We'll have some summons to make a mess of things in a moment, hopefully. Okay. I'm not entirely sure where to focus. Let's go with you. So let's get you out of the way. There we go. I need Itumuk in there. Where the fuck did that guy come from? Did he just appear? That's not good. Did you ever cast the spell? Yeah, you did. Okay. Let's increase everyone's damage reduction desperately. Try to blind these guys. Alright, let's do the chant. The one that heals everybody. Did you ever cast skeletons yet? You're still trying to. Okay. Level 2 chant. Okay. Not the best line of sight. Let's try to get over here. Just soak up that... Where are you going? I didn't tell you to go there. Okay. Wanna... Okay. Just a step back. All of you stop moving, please, for a bit. If I can make that happen, that'd be swell. Adair's... Where's Adair? Right there. I want you engaging with as many people as possible right now. Get him. Good! Look at all of them paralyzed for like a good 10 seconds. That's good. Paralyzed. Paralyzed. 16 seconds. 4 seconds. No one's currently engaged with Aloth. Let's get all of you up here. It's time to bounce. Oh god, everyone get behind this area. You guys need to focus on this guy. Okay. So, time for one of those really big, desperate spells that can hurt my allies. With the hope being that I can get it off in a situation where I've trapped people in a paralyzed situation. Please get out of the attack zone, Kana, before it goes off. We're halfway there. The desperation is real.
Oh god, did I just aggro those guys? That might have just happened. In which case, oh god, every additional room I go into might make things worse. Oh god. Isn't this fun? This is fun. Please cast additional AoE on them and ruin them all, please. Oh, they're about to die, so that's at least good. The good news is the crazy thing I just did probably worked to really screw those guys up. The bad news is I probably just added more people to the fight just now, so that's not good. Is Watchful Presence still on you? No, so it probably already saved your life, is what I would guess. Everybody become scary, please. You too. Skeleton, get at that guy. Adair, get attack with him too. And you're attacking him, that's good. They all seem to be moving now. So my follow-up might not be amazing for the shocking touch, but I'll try. Well. I can't say this fight's not entertaining so far. And hey, nobody's down yet, so that was a scary use of a Aloth spell, wasn't it? Yeah. Crits for 21 shock damage. 27. 0. 16. And then hit my skeleton for 13, but fuck him. And follow-up lightning might take out these guys a bit, we'll see. And Sagani's fine, and even Itumok's fine, even though he's a fox fighting 2 armored people. That's going well, I guess. So that's cool. Okay. Shocking touch. Come on. There we go. Those are the people that just paralyzed for way longer. 7 more seconds. Wow. Yeah, thankfully most of you guys are still stuck. Hopefully long enough for these guys to focus you down. And I'll just try to get Durance over here in the corner, where he's less likely to be attacked as we focus that guy down. Everyone needs to focus this guy down. Okay. They're still stuck over there. They'll go down relatively quickly once they get back into the fight. Aloth should take this opportunity to get away from all of them, because he's not gonna be able to get much of anywhere else. What just happened? Fuck the him. I don't need to know human skeleton to be alive. Are you about to shoot me with a gun? Ow, you shot me with a gun. Kill him. Human skeletons are all dying, that's fine. You had me worried that somebody was in trouble. Yes. Increase that DR for the party. Or go for summons again? Yeah. There's so many enemies, I should go for summons again. Oh yeah, that'll help out there in a moment. Okay. Frightened. They won't like that. How you doing, Adair? You're holding on fine. And hey, Aloth, you don't have any targets right now, which is the best case scenario, because you had a rough time for a bit. Nice job pulling off the scary spell that made things scary. Good to see that they're all dead now. Just please find a target. Skeletons are dying, that's fine. I'm summoning more, so they're gonna... There we go. They'll all find something to do. Weapon ineffective human skeleton, that's fine. You don't need to be effective. You don't have a target right now, because of all the skeletons in the way, so please get this guy off of our priest. What just happened to you? Was that a disengage or something? No, some sort of AoE probably happened. That's fine. Please focus this guy down. Aloth, why did you go into melee range to fight him? That's confusing. That is a strange thing for you to do. You know what? Make sure that this whole group of people takes a lot of damage from all attacks. There we go. Human skeleton left the party. Oh no. I was such a fan. How do you guys feel about another paralysis? Wouldn't that be fun? Clear out. He's critting human skeleton for 65 crush damage. What does clear out do? When do I get that? Oh, they all moved right when I was doing it. Well, now they take bonus damage from fire. Unfortunately, some of them got away. You're both engaged with that guy, so Kana can try to deal with the fact that this guy's attacking Durance. In fact, we should all deal with that. Hi, Tumak. When did you get here? Wandering off? Let's all focus the guy that's killing Durance, because Durance being alive is helpful to us. You may have noticed. I lost reputation with House Doemenel. I'm shocked. I'm shocked such a thing could happen. Let's pull him off of Durance if I can. There we go. Hey Durance, be over here. There, nice. There we go. Everyone focus this guy down before he wakes up. Well, that was tense. And also, it's not over yet. Something just wore off of us, I think. I'm just gonna relax for a moment. Everyone's fine except Durance, who almost died permanently. Well, I don't think he died permanently in this game, unless you turn it on. That's a scary setting to have. The died permanently setting. Generic items, a blunderbuss. Projectile 6. That's a proper shotgun. Does that have friendly fire, I wonder? A lot of currency. Nothing I care about specifically. So mass loot and mass loot. Well. Some fine items. Fine leather might be something that someone can use, but other than that, probably not. Everything else can get mass looted. Okay. Well, quite the introduction to that clan.
As requested.
Hey, you leveled up. And we got Veloon. Veloon's namesake is a yellow-orange fruit found in Old Valia. These clear gemstones bear a similar yellow-orange color and are often cut like rubies, sapphires, and emeralds. Most of the world's known Veloon mines have long since dried up, and the stone has become one of the most sought after in recent years. Neat. Alright, so, level 2 chant, fucking powerful. Pro move leveling up my characters at the beginning of the fight, because that changed the fight. I immediately used what I gave them. Adair mostly just had more hit points probably, but yeah, immediately found use for that cool paralysis spell, which is strong and effective and has a large AoE. I didn't really fully realize how big that 7 point whatever meter spell was going to be until I saw that giant cone come out, and I'm like, oh, that paralyzes most of the fight. So knowing that size, let's pick something for Kana, I guess. Probably not the same one, although it's tempting because it's strong. So yeah, we're keeping his mechanics up. Yeah, he's my mechanics boy. Invocation level 2, okay. So I went with paralysis. That's cool. That's strong. That's a wow. Oh yeah, he has an 8 meter cone. Might go further down summons for him. Have him be the one that dabbles with the level 2 tier summons. That would make some sense. Terrified is fine, but I already have paralysis as an option. Let's see, that's will. They're both will resistance. I'd rather have them paralyzed than
than terrified, but maybe paralysis is a harder dice roll. I'm not great with the preventative measures against crowd control. Maybe if I see an enemy that's like super clearly like, oh god, that's the crowd control guy, I really need a counter for that. But so far it's like, oh, Eder fell over for a while, that's a bummer. Anyway, like I don't see myself using a level 4 invocation to counter that until it becomes a really obvious problem. Charm is somewhat tempting. In particular, he's the ranged guy, so in his case, Charm would mind control the guys that are currently fighting my ranged people. Like it's a defensive measure, like, oh god, they broke the line and they're getting us. If I charm them, they'll turn around and attack the enemy from behind, and also in the process of moving away, they would then be less likely to be actively attacking us, and also we can reposition while they're gone and stuff like that. This is the cool one. The bouncy heal is interesting. I think I want to summon though. Summons are clearly helpful, so let's get a level 3 summon for him. Level 2 summon, I mean. The issue is I just don't know how strong these are. Worms. Right, those are little dragony guys. Ooh. Won't they shoot like projectile fire everywhere? That's pretty cool. Yeah. That sounds awesome. It goes with the helm and everything. Makes him look like a real badass. This guy already has the upgraded automatic heal around him because that already happened. Let's see. I'm a little tempted to get Gallant's focus because he's hanging out with the ranged people in the back row, so that's a good passive. Marksman. Bloody slaughter. Interrupting blows. Interrupt is good. He's using big nasty guns that I think have high interrupt. That is a good passive for them to have, potentially. But he could be executing. Slower attacks, but DR bypass. Even more, because his gun already has DR bypass. How much DR am I expecting them to have at some point, though? To have to bypass? That's such a small amount of accuracy to give myself. I think I want to go for Gallant's focus. It's almost as good as this entire thing, but for everyone around me. Yeah. I think that's a pretty neat thing, especially for a Chanter that's already doing area of effect buffs for his party. That's just another thing to stack to that. So now everyone near him is healing, everyone near him has bonus accuracy, and everyone near him gets the chance on top of that, because those two things are not his chance. Which means he's just got a scary number of bonuses around him. And there's no downside to it as far as I can tell, so just have it on all the time. And it's that big, which is pretty big.
Following your lead.
Yep, so in our standard formation, it affects those two.
May want to change our standard formation then. Now it's currently affecting the entire party except for Adair. But I expect these guys to move ahead more anyway, so I want these guys to fall into position around him as they get into attack range, all simultaneously getting the accuracy bonus, hopefully. Which is essentially like having a 4% increased hit chance, is my take on that. If you're breaking this down in like XCOM terms, that means like that huge percentage of the party all has a 4% increased hit chance, which is applied over the complicated series of things involving like grazes, hits, crits, and so on. Oh, hi. I'm sorry, Mr. Servant. You've made the mistake. You have made the mistake of being somebody who attacks me on sight. Sorry about that.
Quit.
And yep. Y'all could have been passive. That would have been a lot nicer for all of us. If you were like, my god. The master declared war on those dudes, and then those dudes killed the shit out of him. Damn. I guess I've got to do something else with my life now. You know, the cowering servants that are often in these scenarios. Instead of opting to be that, you have to attack an army of 7 hostiles on sight.
Of course.
Technically, I crept up on them at that point, if we're being honest. But I'm talking about the fact that they default to being red, which means at that point the hostility is already enabled. Right, I want to look into this leather armor because it's upgraded. It has extra DR. That could be good. Although I think everybody, now that I think about it, I have 2 characters in plate, and I think everybody else has a unique chest piece, which means I wouldn't just give them fine. Oh, you have fine hide armor actually. That's all it is. Your armor is not special. This is fine leather armor. 5% reduced recovery speed, but 1 more armor. Yeah, it's hard to say. She doesn't really get hit, so it's probably not worth it giving her 1 DR just to try to do that. I've begun my Saints War collection, though. Now I can start another parallel series of collections where I wait until I get at least a linear series of them so I can start reading them. How many more of these rooms will be tragically filled with killable people? The table is set with silver-rimmed plates and golden candlesticks. Clearly, crime pays well. Ah. Alright. So, we're just full-on judging him beyond that point. We're now interpreting the entire house based around him being a criminal, so... clearly, this is not something we're gonna be worried about the implications of. He just was a real piece of shit, evidently. The knives are warm from the heat of the oven. They look absurdly sharp. Well, the upside of having this whole moral stance of being like, I am no thief, is that if the guy who's forcing you to thieve then tries to murder you, well, now you just have a nice house full of stuff you get to just take, I guess. So, you know, I may not be a thief, but I am a looter. You'd have to have some next level restraint if you wanted to be the, oh, hi. How do y'all do? I'm sure this will resolve itself without me having to really even click on anything. That'd be interesting if somebody tried to do a playthrough of an RPG where they curbed the looter tendencies that protagonists in RPGs tend to have. As I said before, I kind of accidentally did that in I'm accidentally looting these into characters, whoops. I kind of accidentally did that in a few of my D&D campaigns, just because idly clicking on all the loot is something that just is automatic in video games. You don't really think about it as a thing that would be like an option to do or not do. But the moment you're playing a tabletop game, physically saying, and then I turn their corpses over and check their pockets and, you know, check their corpses for valuables, is like, saying it out loud is way weirder than the automatic clicky click way that you just kind of are conditioned to do it in video games. Alright, 2 of my spellcasters leveled up, but frankly, I figured the real fight is over. I'll spare you guys. We'll do some of the leveling in the next episode or something. I don't think it'll affect the outcome of this scenario. Okay, Durance, you go around the corner, please. You just go over there. Gonna be honest, Durance, you're the only person who's currently in danger of dying, and I think we can take them. So you're gonna go hang out in that room in stealth, and we're gonna go... Okay. Let's keep you on hand. You'll hang out over there. Because clearly, there actually are a lot of targets, so maybe I want to keep them around so we can buff my party without entering line of sight with all the enemies, because... Holy crap. There are still fights happening. Okay. No, they're pretty... Nope, this fight's going fine. Alright. No, not so bad. Yeah, I mean, we did fight like 12 of them at once. So I guess a couple of them's not going to blow my mind right now. The perceptive use of color in this panorama is overshadowed by the oversized signature along the bottom, Doemenel. While this landscape shows promise, the brushwork is obviously hurried. The artist seems to have spent more time on his signature, Doemenel, than anything else. So it appears that he's maybe a talented artist, but he's way more interested in getting credit for what he does than anything else. The first one being apparently really good, but having an overshadowing signature made me think that maybe... Hello? I thought that maybe it was like a portrait that he stole, or at least stole credit for, by just putting a signature across it, but maybe less so. But let's give some of these spells to my... How I keep accidentally alluding to the wrong character. Let's give some of these spells and scrolls to my main character, because he's actually in melee range, so especially the AoE attack ones, he can actually use more likely without somebody else getting hurt in the process. Yeah, a lot of these are attacks that... Ooh, Jolting Touch would be nice too. Some of these are buffs and they could hold on to it maybe. But some of them are AoE attacks that will damage people. So maybe I should give them to my protagonist so he can use those. Maybe. Ultimately, though, I think they need to be on his quick bar. That is probably how this works. A potion of power. I'm so optimistic here, pretending that I'm going to use quick items. These should be fun, though. Maybe now when I think of them as attack spells, I might open up that quick bar and be like, alright, let's throw this out. Got an AoE fire thing. And I have a very high lore score. Built into my... It's built into my lore. Use level 6 scrolls, damn. Lore 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's built into my backstory. That's why I'm good at lore.
I've got bad news for you. Oh my god.
All right. right then.
I am just continually caught off guard by the people exploding during combat part of the game. Is this... Yeah, it's also an AoE. Doesn't choose targets. Ooh, 27 times 18. What am I at? A lot.
Yeah.
Things are going all right. Turns out
I can do that.
when a rich guy attacks you
As requested.
and you take all of his stuff in response, you end up with a lot of stuff. Really blowing my mind here. The many pillows are fluffy and full with down. Whoever sleeps here must sleep soundly indeed. Yeah, because of a lack of conscience in addition. Oh. Hello. We seem to have found the extended family. Task failed, hard feelings. What was hard feelings? I don't even have it listed anywhere. I'm guessing that it's if you decided to do that guy's... I think that more accurately I failed that task a while ago, is what I would guess. Because she's already hostile. So I don't think I was going to ever get that task regardless. But if I had sided with... everyone's fine, right? Yeah. If I had sided with them, then I could have gone on to meet her and talk to her and get her task too. But that's flown. Fine stiletto and a bunch of monies. All right. All the money in the world, but not the one book I'm missing. The real treasure that I'd like to have.
Right.
Everybody crowd into this room except Durance, who stays outside. Stay back, Durance. Oh, Gedmar Doemenel. Wow. You have a lot of family members. Oh, there's a Doemenel wizard and allow. I should not allow you to do whatever you're about to do, probably. Let's get some damage reduction on those guys. Hopefully without exposing myself to the line of sight of them being able to attack me, because blip. There's one less boss fight waiting in here, basically. Blind those bastards. We probably got this. Just need them all frightened. That'll help. Is our line of sight okay? I think most of them can't attack him very well, so we're probably good. Okay. Quest failed, the changing of the guard. Makes me feel bad about all this content I'm missing, but I imagine that the other family will also have a bunch, will also have stuff for me to do. I would hope. Oh, just go around, damn it. Oh, he's dead already. Sorry, Alao. Sorry if any of you happen to be like interesting and fun characters that you'd have to play in and meet in a different campaign now. Hopefully there's interesting stuff going on in the quest that I will encounter, because I imagine that there must be a quest line involved with the characters that I'm going to meet now, right? Exceptional leather armor that's so good that it has super mega DR to go with its okay, well, somebody's gonna have to take a look at that. Ring of Protection. 2 of them. Anyone who doesn't have rings yet. Obviously give you the grimoire. And an exceptional rapier. +5 accuracy. And then +8 accuracy and 30% damage. Alright.
Yeah. I'll give it a try, at least.
Don't blow us up, don't blow us up. I was about to make everyone run away.
I want to see what I can do.
I'll give it a try, as requested.
Yeah, the trap was disarmed. Diamonds! 350 CP. And more obols and... oh my goodness.
Ah. What am I going to do with all this money? Spend it, obviously. Stupid question. Names fill the scroll from top to bottom. Next to each is a payment amount. It's not the one, though. Do I have the white that wins already? I don't think so. 8,800.
Yeah.
I shall be
Alright. If any rooms like that have a secret, it's this one, so let's creep around for a moment. Nope. Probably it. Well, I think we're all overdue for a rest at this point. But before we rest, let's do our usual routine and give ourselves a read, huh? So I already read the development of a Crucible Knight Part 1, didn't I? Wasn't it in here? Yeah. So let's read Part 2. Now that we've even met the Crucible Knights, Commander and Forge Master. This is senior ranks. Once a path is chosen, a knight's life is spent training in his preferred discipline. The pomp and formalities that surround his life up to this point are all but gone. The training is more rigorous, and there is less ceremony to mark his progress. For most knights, Commander, Body, or Forge Master, Soul, are further than they will ever advance. The training of a knight at this level, while almost exclusively in the discipline he has chosen, is still rounded out with instruction from the order. A knight is not truly a knight if he does not have a full breadth of knowledge. When he passes from Justiciar to Commander, the knight is given a blue cape to wear with his plate armor. When a Temp Plus... Is that supposed to be Templar, or is that another new word that I don't know? Rises to the position of Forge Master, he is presented with a white cloak. Marshal and Crucilar. After time spent training, an elite knight that shows true leadership potential and promise is elevated to the next level. A knight of the body becomes a marshal, and a knight of the soul becomes a Crucilar. At this point, he is in command of a small group of knights, Commander, Forge Master, and below. He is responsible for the recruitment, initiation, and advancement of new squires. Many knights do not want to advance to this level and beyond because the role becomes less hands-on and more advisory. Marshals are known by their purple capes, while Crucilars are distinguished by a gold cloak. Lord Justiciar and Grand Templus. Okay, so that's not a typo because it's repeating. A marshal or crucilar that shows true and effective command over the knights in his keeping may be offered the position of Lord Justiciar of the body, or Grand Templus of the soul. Truly a command position. A knight that accepts one of these roles will be removed from the front lines. Because of this, it is only the most dedicated leaders that take either of these positions. Lord Marshal and Grand Crucilar. There is not a single knight that oversees the entire group. This responsibility is split between the Lord Marshal, body, and the Lord Crucilar, soul. Any knight that advances this position does so only with the support of the knights as a whole. He must be nominated and selected by a majority of the knights. Once in the position, he is there for life. The Lord Marshal or Lord Crucilar may step down from his post if he so chooses, but that is only to retire from the life of a knight. The stress and responsibility of this position is such that many refuse it, even if they are capable of handling it. Lord Marshals and Crucilars are well known and generally respected throughout the land, not just within the knights. Okay, that was a lot to take in. We'll see. I think it's less that I'll remember any of that and more that I know where to look if I want to reference that material in the future. Alright, you have an open ring slot. Fortitude, Reflex, Will. Do you have any? I don't think you have any bonus for those stats yet, right? So, boom. Helpful defense stat. Deflection. Fortitude, Reflex, Will. Now he has a bonus to all of his core stats, right? +5 deflection. Oh, that's a waste, isn't it? I should give that to somebody else. Like the Durance, who's always dying. Durance likes to die. Reflex, 25 healing received. Ah. Well, this will override that with higher reflex, but the healing received will still apply, I think. So it's still good, probably. But I don't think that you can add deflection and deflection. I should give the bracers or the ring to somebody else. Probably the ring. Because it's the one that's especially likely to be an open slot, so I can just kind of send it to anybody. Probably the guy who's always dying. What new spells are there to learn? All of them, evidently. Lead Feet. The Parasitic Staff. That's the staff that does Life Leech. Ray of Fire. Bewildering Spectacle. Confuse. Low-mindedness. Draining Touch. Just sap some life and give it to yourself. Crackling Bolt. That's a fun one. And Fireball. That's the one... Yeah, there's Rolling Flame and Fireball, where Fireball shoots to a specific spot and damages everybody around there, where I think Rolling Flame was also an option. That's probably in another Grimoire, actually. Yeah. And that's the one that I think... Molten Earth explodes at target location, causing burn damage to all area in the area of effect. Wait, that's just Fireball again. Whoops. I thought the icon looked different, and it did not. Maybe none of these people have it. Huh. Well, we'll see. I'll probably need to make a more final choice with some of those. An exceptional rapier. You are using a rapier already. Yours is accurate 3. I don't know if I'd want to switch him over. What's the damage value at? Yeah, it's only 1 more max damage, but then a bunch of accuracy bonuses, but this one has all this other stuff going on, including the special enemies engaged bonus, which is just a useful thing for that character to have. And these are special effects. Might be better to make something else exceptional than to use an exceptional that doesn't have any stats on its own. Let's review what your stat thing does. I do want the intellect and lore, but I also want him to have less dying. So doubling his DR would be nice. 2 intellect, 2 lore. Whereas yours is the AoE. Well, it might tip the scales here at least. Because I looked at that change in recovery and it was like, maybe not, because it's her damage sourcing and everything, but 3 DR is much better than the 1 DR I was looking at before, so... There we go. And now she looks like a little badass. I did kind of like the furs and stuff better. Oh well. Next time, we deal with the consequences of my actions.